Hello friends, my name is Alexander Kuiava. I am a new media artist, content producer and retired VJ. You are watching my first, very long-awaited video course on how to create a video projection show using ready-made visual effects. The name of this video course is Happy Mapping with Rendered Assets. I think that working with our assets will be a pleasure for you and you will be able to achieve a very good, beautiful result. So, this course will be built on several modules. In the first module, we will work a little with Photoshop and building mapping textures. In the second module, we will work with one type of assets, called video mapping loops. In the third module, we will work with another type of visual assets called video mapping toolkits. In the third and fourth modules, we will mix and compose everything. And create a specific result, a specific video file, which you can then use for projection mapping and project on your facade. What I want to say specifically about this course. Of course, I would like you to have at least minimal skills in working with Photoshop and working with Adobe After Effects. If you don't have these skills, I strongly advise you to take a look at our other courses, Video Mapping Production in After Effects. It's specifically about how to create content for projection video mapping in After Effects from scratch. That is, there we completely disassemble, let's say, from scratch to pro. How to do After Effects, how to import files, how to do animation, motion graphics, and so on. But if you want to take a look at our course, you can find a lot of free or download a lot of free good courses on YouTube. In general, how to create advertising videos, how to make video editing, and so on. That is, you need minimal skills, so that you just understand, disassemble the interface and know where to click, how to import the file at least. So, what is the difference between our assets that we will work with? In 2012, after certain requests for video mapping from my clients, I decided that it was necessary to do a quick preview, because there were different clients, and many of them were clients of other clients, and those were clients of third parties. It turned out that in order to get a final budget and confirm that the mapping will take place, a chain had to pass. And in this sense, any production company, if it took on, let's say, a certain enthusiasm to make a good preview for this video mapping show, which may be and may not be, it took a lot of risks. And to minimize these risks, I came up with an idea how to create a fast and good video projection show, which can be shown to clients. As a result, I got the so-called video mapping loops, which I presented in 2012 at the Space Video Meeting Festival in Olsztyn, Poland. The meaning of video mapping footage or video mapping loops is that you create a certain 3D depth effect and change the geometry of your facade, your architecture. You only need two files. The first file is the facade texture of your building. You take a picture of front view of your building. And the second is a specific video editing loop. Footage, the video texture, the facade of the photo plus the footage, you mix it together, you get the file that you will have to project already on your house. The situation is that all the projection mappings that we did or most of the video mappings that our clients did, who bought these rendered assets, are that. You can spend literally 10 minutes and you will have 1 minute ready for video mapping projection. And then, with the help of video mixing in programs like Resolume, MadMapper, and others, you can increase the time of these footage, because you will create different video mixes, compositions and so on. But what is the point? Video mapping loops allow you to create a 3D effect, certain extrusions, displacements, certain distortions of the geometry of your facade, of the architecture itself. That's the point. Video mapping footage is a video file, usually 16 by 9, that is, a rectangle, which you compose to the architecture. That is, this is a completely large file that you attach to the entire facade texture. The second type of assets is called video mapping toolkits. This is a set of animated decorative elements of the facade. If you look at any facade, in every building you will see some elements. Of course, you can talk for a long time about what architecture and what architectural style is better for making video mapping show. Everyone has their own opinion on this matter. But, in principle, in any architecture there are at least windows, frames, there are some elements, architectural, decorative elements of the facade, that is, these are columns, arcades, pilasters, balustrades, window frames, doors, that is, everything you see on the facade. If you take a look at the facade and spread it out into several elements, you will get a specific video mapping toolkit. It was my personal second development, my method. No one has done this before me, and no one has done video mapping in this way at all. I invented it in 2012, and since then, I have been developing this method, this technology, and this products. A very large number of clients use it today. Today, in Video Mapping Store we have more than 10,000 clients who use this amazing visuals. Many people and companies around the world, more than 100 countries in the world, who buy and use this method of mine for their video projection shows. That is, create and destroy, or destroy and create. That is, video mapping footage helps you to demolish, to destroy the architecture a little bit. And video mapping toolkits help, to create, to recreate it. Or its second function is to make a certain highlight, to detail each element, to highlight each element and show that here. Interesting columns, here are interesting arcades and so on. What is interesting projection mapping in general? Architecture is like a canvas, it's like a canvas, and when you think of some idea that you want to show, you must always use the canvas on which you draw. If you do not use volume, if you don't use perspective, if you don't use elements that are in any facade, then what's the sense of video mapping in architecture? Just project them on the wall, it will be the same. But if you use it, then the video mapping gets more interesting features, it becomes more sophisticated, elegant, and so on. So, what is it about? I want to divide our video course Happy Mapping with Rendered Asset into several modules. The first module is what we do. We prepare our texture in Photoshop, we take photos of our building and cut it out a little. Again, we will do it very quickly and very briefly. If you want to see how video mapping is created, I'm sending you to a course, Video Mapping in Content Production on After Effects. It's all there. It's about 2 hours of work with Photoshop, how we have to cut our architectural texture to animate it later. So this is the first module, working with Photoshop. The second module is, there will be 2 lessons. The first one is a work with video mapping loops. We will take different footage that we have in the library, apply them to the architecture and render the scenes. We will prepare the content, mini scenes. The second lesson from this module will be that we will create a large composition from these rendered scenes. That is, if we have, for example, one small scene from 10 to 20 seconds, then a large scene will be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and so on. The third module, we will do the same, but with the help of video mapping toolkits. We will render, set and position each element on our facade as needed. And then we will make mini scenes. After we make mini scenes, the next lesson in the third module will be about how to make a big scene. And there we will already disassemble some effects, timing, and blending modes. And animation of transitions and so on. And the last one, when we have ready-made mini scenes and ready-made big scenes with video mapping footage and video mapping toolkits, there will be a beautiful fairy tale. We will start to make a beautiful mix of composites, we will add effects, maybe some kind of directing, a story, what should go where, how the wall should fall apart, other elements should appear, and so on. And what I want to say in addition to all this. These assets and visual effects give you the opportunity to create your performance in 2 interesting ways. First, you can make a pre-production, a large, long video, for example, for 5 to 6 minutes. If you have an order for a show, for example, like a video editing show, you come, run the file through the media server, turn on the play, that's it, the show is over, you go home and do nothing. The second option is that you can use these small mini scenes as well as loops to make video mapping live. If you have a DJ or a symphonic orchestra, you can create a visual support. With the help of such video mapping loops and small scenes. In real time, you can bring together and mix different scenes, mix them in Resolume or another VJ software, and create just millions of additional different combinations that are generally possible. And the point is that this show that you will make, so that it takes you. When you'll learn it correctly on how it's all done, so that it takes you less than half a day. Because we sold our video mapping service at different prices. If, for example, a client calls me and says that today they have some kind of event, they need to make a video mapping for the architecture of the lighthouse. Naturally, I take a video mapping loops packs, make several scenes, add their logo that they want. I send everything to them, tell them how to use it. I get 3,000 euros. I spent 4 hours. This content will help you create very cool shows very fast. At the same time, you will spend very little time on it. That is, my personal experience, my company Lime Art Group, my company FrontFX, as well as more than 10,000 customers who bought our video mapping loops, they will tell you that working with such content is a pleasure. Because, firstly, it is suitable for any architectural types. Yes, every architecture is special, but in principle. You can change the geometry of the building with the help of video mapping loops, you can do it for any architecture. But the elements are in each architecture in a different way. This is the point, that we rendered our video mapping toolkits with an alpha channel, and you can, let's say, with a polymeric method, recreate any illusion on any architecture. I hope this course will be useful for you. If you have any questions, you can always ask me on my Instagram, Alexander Kuiava. I answer all my followers there. Wish you happy mapping.